By the way, I was not muted. I'm just eating some sweet bread. Yeah, we're back again with HR. Hello, VisileBoar. Nice to see you. Yeah, we are this time for round 2. We are in Canada, over from Europe to Atlantic, to North America, over the Atlantic. What I was meant to say. There's still a good chance VisileBoar did. You can never say never. You can never say never. I guess I'm hoping for Ferrari to win today because I'm wearing a Ferrari t-shirt. So either Chimp or Frizzy, but honestly, I don't really care if I don't really care who wins. Just so that it makes the championship more exciting and the race more exciting. But yeah, like I said, we are in Canada, but last week we were at Imola, and VisileBoar won the race from pole position. Actually, not from pole position, from P2, sorry, because Vampy was in pole position. He won from P2. Second was Calypsy. Third, Vampy. Fourth was Ricky. Youngboy 5th. Tsunami 6th. Sunicle 7th. Zinc 8th. Tom 9th. And Paul rounds off the top 10. And then it was Fresh, Froggle, Chaldino, Mattia, Taffy, Trillabons, Wave, Alex, Jono, and Frizzy. We are reading up. Taffy, Trilla, Wave, Alex, Jono, and Frizzy were the ones who DNF'd from the Grand Prix, either by crashing out or then maybe retiring in the pits. But yeah, in the drivers' standings, it is pretty much the same order as it was, so I don't really need to talk about that too much. In the constructors, even though only one VCarb scored points, they are still leaders in the constructors, since other teams didn't score that many points with either one car or both cars. McLaren second with 18 points, Haas third with 16. Fourth is Red Bull 12, then joint 10 points are Williams and Alpine, then Mercedes 7th with 7 points, Sauber 8th with 4 points, and then Ferrari and Aston Martin still don't have points on the board. That is the constructors' drivers. Like I said, I don't really need to talk about that much, since pretty much from the first race, the results are pretty much the same as the driver's standings, so you can pretty much guess the order. So yeah, from last race, there were some contenders who didn't, or some quick drivers who didn't score any points. For example, Frizzy, who qualified 4th, Alex, who qualified 5th, Sir Nikolai, who qualified 3rd after his contact with Vampy, finished down in 7th. And that's pretty much it. I mean, as well, Wave from 8th retired down in 17th, but then as well, some drivers did very well from the back of the grid. Tsunami from 19th up to 6th, Yingapay from 11th to 5th, and Ricky from 14th up to 4th, as well Tom from 16th up to 9th, Fresh from 17th to 11th, I guess Taffy from 20th up to 15th, but he's still DNF'd, and that's pretty much it in terms of the interesting parts from last week's race. So, like, I said we are in Canada. A very different track. Lots more overtaking opportunities, and it's not just turn 2 Tamburello like in Imola. Here you can overtake into turn 1 and 2, then into turns 6 and 7, as we are on a lap with Drilla, and we'll just go on with him. Into turns 8 and 9 as well you can overtake. Then into the hairpin you can overtake, which is turn 10 I believe. And then into the final chicane you can overtake. Drilla through the first sector, 19.225. In front of him he has a bit of traffic. He's trying to take advantage from that traffic as well by taking their slipstream through turns 8 and 9. Good stop. The most important part that he did not invalidate. Second sector, 41.129, and then into the hairpin. Pretty difficult exiting in first gear actually, and then he using a lot through the first and second sector to dump it all in these two straights, or mainly even on this straight. Into the chicane, I think he bumped into that wall on the outside, which made him go offline. Clipsy goes P1 of course, but Drilla is gonna go faster by almost 6 tenths. 109.205 by Drilla. Clipsy second, 109.794. In between them, Trent goes second, 109.235. Alex goes fastest, 109.036. Tires, pretty much everyone will be on the softs, but I'll just go on them anyways. Wave goes third between Drilla and his teammate Trent, 09.224. As well, the reserves are Sir Nikolai in the Red Bull. Tifa, I kind of forgot about them. Frizzy in the meantime goes fifth, 09.249. Anyways, Lancer joins mid quali. He informed about that. Chesney Riz goes. He was sixth, but now he's seventh, 09.725. Mattia goes sixth, 09.304. So we have that's 5 drivers within a tenth, just about to within a tenth. 5 drivers, so that's very, very close. Chimp goes the slowest at the moment, 110.02, to the only one to be outside of 09s actually. Everyone has set a time of 09. Hello, Laurie. So Nikolai goes second, 09.133. Then Yenga Boy is gonna start another lap it seems. Then behind him, it's going to be Tsunami going up into 8, 09.457. Then it is Paul starting another lap. Lancer joining in. Chesney Riz is going to start another lap. Behind him, there is a Haas starting another lap as well, it seems. Behind, is that going to be Yenga Boy actually? No, it isn't. Yenga Boy's first sector, 19.164. Of course, you want to be abusing those track limits as much as possible. Drillabon's interesting line through the final chicane. Is that Shim finishing his time? Yes, it was, but he's probably starting his first lap. Bit close between Tom and Drilla there, but Tom goes 7th, 09.250, 1,000 of a second between behind Frizzy. And it's very close. Younger Boy, where is he going to finish his time? He's going to go 10th, 09.496. Zinc goes 8th, 09.280. It's very, very close at the moment. Almost everyone is in 09s besides Chimp. Chop Chimp. Is he improving on his time? It seems like he's improving on his time, at least apparently purple second sector, so I'd believe that he is improving on his lap. Anyone else that has improved on the lap? I don't think so. Maybe Paul actually improved on his time. to go 12th, 09,550, but I'm more interested in Chimp, almost 2 tenths faster through the second sector, and Chimp is going to go into 09s, 09,769, so all the drivers are into 09s as of right now. Anyone else? VisileBoar starting his first flying lap. Vumpy is already on a flying lap. Yeah, 7 drivers in 1/10. It's crazy. It's Matthias, Zink, Tom, Frizzy, Trent, Wave, and Drilla who are within 1/10. So pretty damn crazy. Froggle has invalidated his time. Taffy is as well about to start his lap. Let's go with VisileBoar in the first sector. 19,074 for VisileBoar to the first sector. Vumpy second sector. 42,458. But he has abandoned his lap. He's not using any ERS. So I guess the next one might be... Actually, it is going to be Clipsy on a flying. And where's Clipsy going to go? He's going to go right up there into P2. 09207. 2,000 behind Drilla. And adds yet another driver to within those 1,000 of a second. It's now Drilla, Clipsy, Wave, Trent, Frizzy, Tom, Zink, and Mattia within just 1/10 of a second. Of course, that's going to be broken up soon. Maybe if Trent is going to improve on his time, maybe Frizzy, maybe Wave, someone else, completely someone else. Vumpy's on a flying. It seems like he's on a flying lap. In front of him, there's Taffy though as well. No, he's not. He's not on a flying lap. Vumpy through the second sector, 40.991. He could go the first one to go into 08, but there was a bit of a slide on the exit of that hairpin. Now into this main straight, using all of your ERS, of course. And now into the final chicane. This is in your lap, but he did not advantage, and using all of his ERS to the line, and he goes fastest 08807, the first one to go into 08s, and the first one to be at the moment outside of 09s. And yeah, Vumpy goes fastest by over 2 tenths, almost 2.5 tenths. Then the two Aston Martin strength goes exactly 109 dead, just about 2 tenths behind Vumpy, but he goes dead on 109.000. Frizzy then is gonna complete his lap. It seems like that he invalidated his first one. Then the next car is gonna be Yingboy starting his lap. Then it's probably gonna be Alex. Mattia is up on his time, 1.5 tenths to the first sector. Second sector, just a tenth, so he lost a little bit through the first sector. Maybe one of the Mercedes on their flying laps. They're actually towing each other. Paul giving a bit of a slipstream to Chesney Reyes. Of course, a little help will help, of course. And Chesney Reyes, where is he going to go? Up into P12, 09421. That's 3/10 improvement. Of course, it is huge, but it's not. From his position, it's only a couple of positions. Whilst if he would have done from this position 3/10, then he would have been from P12 up into like P5. In the meantime, Frizzy goes 5th, 09055, but Drilla sets a new fastest lap, 108.760, just about 500 behind, in front of Vumpy. Then we have to no, that was Sync starting a lap. There's plenty of drivers starting the laps or finishing. I'm trying to find someone who is actually finishing the laps. Jordan is finishing his time. And where is Jordan gonna go? Into P7, 09147. 14,000 behind Sir Nikolai. And then we go into pole. Where is he gonna go? Up into P10, 09237. 13,000 behind Wave. Then we go to one of the Williamses. That is going to be Drilla, probably starting another lap on the same set of tires. Then that's going to be Chimp improving on his time to go up into P14.09402. Then behind Frizzy, that is one of the Visa Cash App RB 2-1, get to whatever. VisileBoar goes up into P2, 3,000 in front of Humpy, but still, that's roughly 400s, 4.5 behind Drilla. Someone said at time that is Taffy going up to P9.09190. The grid is close as hell. The whole grid is within 7.5 tenths within each other. 7.5 tenths around Montreal, which is mad. Alex goes up into P2 08790, just about in front of VisileBoar, but still behind Drilla. This time it's exactly 300 behind Drilla. It's so close up in the front. Wave he's improving by a lot. Is he gonna go fastest? No, he doesn't. He lost a little bit through that third sector, and he goes just about behind Vumpy. That's 12,000 behind Vumpy, but that's 5 drivers within. That's 600s. Within 600s, there are 5 drivers. Yeah, there's of course Froggle, but we don't count him. Of course, I'm speaking about the drivers that have set a time. But it's so close. It is so goddamn close. From P6 down to P19, it is half a second. Then there's a almost a 2/10 gap between Wave and Trent. But then here it's like 600s again. So yeah, the whole grid is still within 7.5 tenths. Anyone on a flying? Sir Nikolai could be on a flying lap, actually. Could we get his sector? No, we don't get his sector time. But he could be on for a good lap. First of all, if he is improving. Second of all, is he going to bottle it through the final chicane? No, he isn't. And Sir Nikolai is going to go to the finish line. Is that going to be fastest time? No, it isn't. Goes 6.08831. 12,000 behind Wave. This is so close between everyone. Alex retires in the pits. Probably he thinks that he can't improve the lap any further. So Sir Nikolai, just be careful that you don't crash out yourself doing that. Or spin out, because that's not gonna be good at all. Vumpy, by the way, Froggle is as well on a lap. No, he isn't. Vumpy, through the first sector, is improving by 1.5 tenths. He gained a little bit through that second sector. Wave was as well up on his time through either first or second sectors. Trent, let's see his first sector, if he's up on his first sector. No, he's slightly down, but it's not like the whole sector is, or the whole lap is gone. Wave abandons his lap very quickly, probably outbraked himself into the chicane. Vumpy, is he going to go fastest? Yes, he does. 08528 smashes Drilla's time by almost 2.5 tenths. Probably as well, slipstream from Mattia helped a little bit. Now he is giving that slipstream back to Mattia. Let's see with Trent. He's down on his time. He's not going to improve on his time at the moment. He's not going to be improving whatsoever. But Vumpy at the moment loses it as well on the exit of the final corner. And that's not going to be an improvement for Trent. Sorry. Jordan is not up on his time. Who is up on his time is Yengaboy. VisileBoar gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane, so he's gonna go all the way down from 5th down to 20th, so Froggle is not gonna be last. But Yengaboy, 1,000 behind his teammate Drilla, 08761. That's a very good time by Yengaboy, our chase cam merchant. Shame with that DSQ, but life, unfortunately. Alright, who the hell is actually on a lap? Because I'm trying to find someone who is on a lap, but Froggle has invalidated yet again. I guess he's not. He's a fraud. Anyone in here on a lap? Jordan, maybe? Yeah, it could be, but I'm trying to find someone who is actually further up on their times. Clipsy is just about to finish his time. And by how much is he going to improve? Just by over a tenth. And he goes up to P9 09080. Then that's either Tsunami. No, that's Zinc starting his lap. Then we have Drilla starting his lap, probably, yeah. Then there's too many drivers to count. There's way too many drivers to count. Frizzy starting another lap. Someone from behind is doing their times. No, they're not. Froggle is done. So Nikolai has he invalidated there? Did he invalidate there? No, he didn't. Thankfully, there's traffic on the exit of the chicane. Plenty of drivers there. Is anyone? Mattia goes up as a fifth. 08817 from Mattia. Paul is gonna block his teammate a little bit. There, as well as Chimp is gonna get blocked by Chesney Reyes, unfortunately. Not good by the two Mercedes there. Zinc is the furthest one to be up on their time. Soon to be finishing his time. Yinga Boy, Trent, Clipsy, Froggle, VisileBoar, Alex, and Vumpy are done with their qualifying. Zinc, where is he gonna go? Up to P10, 09062 from Zinc. Then we have an Alpine staying P15. Then Tsunami goes up to P16. Then we have Frezzy. Where's he gonna go? It's gonna go just P8 08936. Then we have Sir Nicola, who is improving on his time through the second sector. Can he go professional pole position? Sir Nicola, yes he can! By 600s. Sir Nikolai Advent is on professional pole position. There's still few drivers that maybe could do something. Chesney is P17, Chimp P14. Paul done with his time. Taffy as well done with his time. And Mattia already did his time. So it is gonna be Sir Nikolai on pole position here in Canada. Had to take a little bit of breath, but Sir Nikolai is on pole position here in Canada. Vumpy P2. Then the two Williamses. Look out the second row. Alex P5, Mattia P6, Wave P7, Frizzy P8, Trent P9, Zinc rounds off the top 10, and it's Clipsy, Lancer, Taffy, Chimp, Paul, Tom, Chesney Riz, Tsunami, Froggle, and VisileBoar down in last after disqualification for apparently blocking the pit lane. But it is Sir Nikolai, even though he's a reserve, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. P3 in Imola in qualifying, and now in here in Montreal, Canada. He got his first pole position of the season. Vumpy just outside of that. Has to settle for P2. So yeah, that is the grid. The whole grid within 1 second as well. Besides Froggle, who has not set a time. He has been invalidating all of his laps. How many laps has he done? Yeah, all of his laps are invalidated, so lovely. Yeah. VisileBoar is gonna have some work to do this race if he wants to keep his championship lead after this round. My little bread break. Or basically snacking. Whatever. Quickly done. And now we go into the race. Should be a pretty simple strategy again. Medium hards or hard mediums. I think there's gonna be any sort of surprises. But yeah, like I said, VisileBoar is gonna have some work to do. Vampy can win this race nicely, get the championship lead, clips even. Who knows? There's some that this race can be a banger right here. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. I'm just getting lights out now. And we go here in the Canadian Grand Prix. Nikolai gets a very good start off the line to keep his P1 from Vampy, who keeps his P2 away from the two Williamses. The two Williamses go side by side into 1 and 2. A little bit of contact between them. Lancer dropping down the order to drop down all the way to last. The two Williamses stay in their same positions, even though they're side by side into turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, behind there's a Ferrari spinning. That's Frizzy. Frizzy yet again. Yet again, Frizzy just cannot keep his car straight on the opening laps. He's down in P20 once again from a good position, and unfortunately he's down like 10 seconds behind Lancer, who is in P19, so Frizzy is going to have plenty of work to do in this race, but the race is still long. Many drivers on the mediums, but many drivers as well on the hards. Meanwhile, behind an Alpine of Lancer diving down inside of Frago. Nikolai still keeping his lead from Vampy. Vampy though has a little bit more ERS than Sir Nikolai. Like in Imola, warnings and penalties from track limits are going to be important in here. So you just need to keep your warnings and penalties as minimal as possible. Frizzy going into the pits. Does he have fronting damage? Okay. Almost. Alex, what has happened to him? He has lost it. He's almost lost it again. But Alex has dropped few places. He was like in P5. Now he's dropped down all the way down to P11. Yeah. Ay. Yeah, piss off, yay. Ay. Yeah, at it again. Back in again. At least quickly. And not like I have to wait 3 laps. Anyways, back in again. We'll have to see what the grid is like. Pretty much unchanged, besides we've just entered when Sir Nikolai and Vampy went side by side into turns 8 and 9. They're going side by side into the hairpin now. Side by side, Vampy still in front. Drillabons is trying to overtake Sir Nikolai on the exit. A little bit of contact between them. And that could have been them to gone into the wall. Sir Nikolai doesn't have this DRS though onto the straight, and he is going to get overtaken by Drilla, so he has lost 2 positions right there, and he gets a 3-second time penalty on lap 3 out of 35. The same with Paul and Taffy, they have 3 seconds as well. So their races are going to be very long and painful at this rate. In the meantime, behind, Alex and Shimp are fighting for that P10. Alex is trying to regain some positions after his antics into this corner actually. But at the end, he still can't overtake Chimp. As of right now, Drilla as well gets a 3-second time penalty, so his race is going to be very long. Paul loses a position to VisileBoar, who is already up into P13 on lap 4, so his progress is decent. The next car in front of him is his teammate, so maybe his teammate can go a little bit slower to to get him into that DRS zone. Meanwhile, Alex is still trying to get that position, actually hitting the rear of Chimp there, but looks fine at the moment. In front, Drilla, no, he's not going for that overtake into the chicane. Staying behind Vampy into the final corners. Maybe now into turn 1, maybe he would fancy a move on the inside. No, he's not. He's not fancying it. He's trying to stay behind Vampy. He's just trying to progress this race. He's just trying to stay behind and just work together somewhat with Vampy, just so that this race is gonna go smoothly between the two of them. Young Boy Advent in a very good position after not a good race in season round 1, and as well the ending of season 7, which was kind of terrible from him and his teammate at that moment, Chimp. He's back at it again in his prime in P4. Meanwhile, behind VisileBoar has overtaken Taffy, and now he's overtaken Alex as well, just before the hairpin, and Taffy's trying to overtake Alex into the hairpin. This all causes Chimp to lose the DRS on Clipsy very easily. The gap is already 2 seconds, so for VisileBoar to catch up to the cars in front is going to be a bit hard, since now he is overtaken Chimp. VisileBoar is already up into top 10. Chimp as well gets a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile in front, Drilla overtakes Vampy for that race lead. Vampy of course knows that Drilla has a 3-second time penalty. He just needs to keep those warnings in mind. Behind Zinc, in front of Mattia, yellow flags behind. That's Chimp spun on the exit of turn 1. Alex as well 3-second time penalty, but Chimp spun on the exit of turn 2. And I guess my Ferrari shirt is a bit useless in this case, because the two Ferraris, one rage quitted basically, and the second one is seconds behind Froggle. This has gone terribly for the Scuderia Ferrari in the Rosso Corsa, I guess. Anyways, it has gone terrible for them. Behind Calypsy has gone in front of Trent. Actually, VisileBoar has caught up to Trent. In front, Drilla has lost 2 positions to Vampy and Sir Nikolai. The Vampy and Sir Nikolai went side by side into that hairpin chicane, is what I meant to say. And Vampy retakes his P1. Froggle retires on the exit of the last corner. He has crashed out, and that has caused a full safety car. Froggle probably has hit that little gap on the exit of that final corner, of that final chicane. There's that little weed gap that you can hit very easily, and probably one of his tires popped, well, of course. And yeah, that's his race done right there, and we have a full safety car. This is of course benefiting for the drivers that are on the mediums. Vampy, Sir Nikolai, Drilla, Yingerboy, Wave, Mattia, Calypsy, VisileBoar, Alex and Chimp. They're all going to be benefited from this, since they can go, if there's going to be no safety cars, they can go onto the hards at the moment, and they could try to go until the end of the race on those hards, which the hards on this game are pretty indestructible. Youngboy trying to sort of sneakily get that gap. Drilla, Nikolai went a bit side by side into that pit lane, but they have all kept their positions. Clipsy staying out on the mediums. He's of course going to have some sort of a pillow, a sort of a shield behind from the drivers that are on the hards, and they haven't pitted. Trent, Taffy, Paul, Tsunami and Tom, they are on the hards and they didn't pit. I'm assuming then Lancer and Zinc, they were on the hards and they did pit for the mediums. Yingaboy of course has lost plenty full of positions from that double stack with his teammate Drilla, from being right behind him to being well, now distance. There's like 5 cars between them, so not really ideal for the Williamses at the moment. But yeah, most of the drivers have caught up to the safety car. And yeah, Clipsy is going to be the race leader. Is going to be controlling the pace on the restart. Of course, not yet. Clipsy still is going to have still some... well, actually, this lap. Straight this lap. This quickly. Damn. That is very quick. I did not expect this early. But yeah, Clipsy is going to be controlling the pace on this restart. Of course, he's going to have some pace on those tires still. And still has plenty of drivers behind him of giving him a booster. As Clipsy has gone, he is going. The race is restarted to full speed, and there we go, green flags as well. Yengaboy already trying to overtake Alex on the restart, immediately trying to get in front, but actually Lancer could get in front of Yengaboy, so he's lost a position there. And even Alex and Lancer could go side by side into that little Mickey Mouse into that chicane. Lancer now loses a position, so it's Alex, Yengaboy and Lancer still in the same positions. Actually, Lancer is in front of Yengaboy. Now they're not. Now they're side by side going into turns 8 and 9. Lancer backs out of it. I think he hits him a little bit. He's hitting him a little bit. And moving into the front, Sir Nikolai goes for the dive bomb on his countryman, Vumpy. He goes wide. Sir Nikolai and Vumpy are still side by side on the main straight. Taffy is in front of Trent. They're still side by... they're not anymore side by side. By the way, Mattia is getting eaten by everyone behind. Sir Nikolai still behind Vumpy. Both of these two have almost no ERS left in their battery. Trent losing a position now to Paul, although he's fighting that position. And he's not going to lose it. He's still staying in P3, but at the moment Trent doesn't have the greatest pace at the moment. Wave getting a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, Trent doesn't have... not that's really good of a pace at the moment in terms of keeping up with the rest of the pack. I mean, he's still within that 1 second, but that's the furthest gap from the train of cars down till Chesney Riz, which we can ignore that, sort of. Meanwhile, behind, Sir Nikolai trying to go for the dive bomb on Vumpy yet again into that hairpin. They're still side by side, little bit of contact on the exit, and Sir Nikolai has got the move done on the main straight now. And now we go into the start-finish straight. This is sort of the second main straight that on Sir Nikolai gets a little bit of a bad chicane. Vumpy's not trying to take advantage out of it. So at the moment, Sir Nikolai is on net race lead. Of course, Sir Nikolai has a 3-second time penalty. Vumpy doesn't. So Vumpy in the end would take that race win, but there's still lots and lots of laps to go. So the race could flip 180 degrees just like that. And in the end, there could be Yengaboy winning a race. So you never know. Sir Nikolai is getting a bit pressurized by Vumpy. I mean, he's dropped down a little bit behind Tom, and now he's caught up to him. But Vumpy is right behind him. Is he gonna go for the send? No, Sir Nikolai is defending that inside. He doesn't want to get overtaken there. Trillabont gets ghosted. The same with Zink for some reason. Zink is now unghosted, so he can actually physically block Wave. Vumpy trying to retake that P7. Meanwhile, up in front for the race lead, Taffy has gone for the race lead. Clipsy trying to get that, or trying to look for a move into turn 1, but just doesn't have the speed since Taffy has that DRS. So Taffy is our new race leader on lap 11. and into lap 12. Vampy overtaking Tom, so he has one car in between himself, between himself and Sir Nikolai. Sir Nikolai is of course going to try and overtake Tom as quickly as possible, since Tom is on older hearts. Might be already right now. Yes, it is going to be right now. Tom, of course, is not going to be fighting too much. He still has a pit stop to do, whilst Vampy and Sir Nikolai don't. Pretty much everyone behind has a pit stop done, and everyone in front has to do a pit stop. Tom is going to get pressurized, and he gets hit by Zink, it looked like, who hit Driller, who then kind of went into Tom. Zink and Driller going side by side on the main straight. And is it going to be Driller in front? Zink is still there, but Zink backs out of it. Doesn't want to go side by side into the chicane. You're going to lose so much time if you're going side by side. Meanwhile in front, Tsunami trying to look for a move on pole, sending it into turn 1. Into turn 2, he's going to have the outside though. He's still keeping it there around the outside. But he might lose. No, he is actually they're still side by side into the chicanes. Pole, contact between them. Pole into the wall, probably damaged as well. Tsunami somehow comes out the best sort of out of them all. Tsunami, and now he takes out Alex as well. Well, he sent a little bit of a one, but he still was there. But Tsunami has taken out 2 cars in just in the space of two corners, where really he shouldn't have been there. Well, especially for the Alex's incident, especially there, he should have never gone for that. He should have just braked, but he just decided to go straight into Alex. But anyways, I'm not gonna be doing some FI type stuff mid-race. I'm here to yap. And Sir Nikolai is still in front of Vampy. Vampy is going to get overtaken by Driller as well. So Driller in front of Vampy. Yet again, I remind that Vampy doesn't have a penalty. Tsunami and Paul go into the pits. Paul, I saw that he has front wing damage. Tsunami, he's changing his front wing too. Clipsy as well is falling behind Taffy. Taffy has pulled out of that 1 second from Clipsy, so Clipsy's pace is falling a bit. It's 1.5 seconds. Trent is right behind him, and Sir Nikolai looks like to get that DRS on Trent, so he's gonna have good defensive hand, a good defensive helping hand for that aggressive here. Wave, well, as well had his incident there with VisileBoar, but that was a bit uncontrolled there. Trent going for P2 on Clipsy, but Zink just about left enough space for Wave, who then, well, not really enough, as he's gonna get overtaken by Lancer as well. Wait, no, he's not gonna get overtaken because he goes into the wall. Is that one of the cars out? No, it isn't. Both of them are still going, but it is a VSC out on track. Wave completely wing gone. Lancer has bits of front wing damage, but Wave's race, I mean, I was talking about this. Well, into the hairpin, Zink didn't really leave him enough space, was on the grass while he was braking, went a bit sideways. VisileBoar went into the back of him a bit, and now Lancer just turned into him, I suppose. I mean, I didn't have a good camera angle from that. I thought it was just gonna be a basic move from Lancer on Wave, but I guess them two made contact, and them two went a bit, well, shit. Tom gets 10 seconds for severe collision with Chimp. No idea what's happened there, but Tom is behind Chimp and as well has a 10 seconds. Yeah, he has a 10 seconds, so I don't know what else has gone there. He's going into the pits as well, so that's a bit of interesting under the VSC, where it's supposed to be slow and safe and all that. Anyways, we still have Taffy and Trent to pit. They're still staying out on them hard. This time would have been the best time to pit, but I guess they're staying out. The two Alpines are in the pits, so the baguette disaster at the moment. Vampy is in a good position. I've been saying this the whole race. Vampy doesn't have to worry about too much at the moment in terms of cars in front. He needs to really worry about the cars behind, because VisileBoar is as well up in P7. Zinc on lap 8 mediums. 8 lap old mediums, so he's still gonna have some pace in them. And none of the cars behind until Chesney Riz have penalties. So he's gonna have to watch out that rear a bit. All the cars in front that he's gonna be fighting on track have penalties. I'm not mentioning Taffy or Trent. Actually, it's a full safety car. I've just realized that's a full safety car, but it says VSC still on the left high corner. Weird. I guess we have a full safety car then. Alright, I don't mind this. Yeah. Yeah, I like him as well. Yeah, this has not been a good race for the Alpines whatsoever, for Pole as well, for Tsunami either. Clipsy, not that much either as well at the moment. Alex the same. Chimp doing decent after a spin earlier in the race in P11, and when Chesney is as well in P10, which is not bad for him. VisileBoar is probably the best out of them all at the moment, having the best race. Starting last, he's up in P7, and there's still his teammates and Trent who still haven't pitted, so you know there still could be something. There is 2 positions guaranteed going to be gained. The safety car is in this lap. Chimp has erectile dysfunction. Okay, so no kits for Chimp. But yeah, for VisileBoar, there's 2 free positions, Taffy and Trent, who still need to pit. And then another 2 free positions, I guess, in terms of Sir Nikolai and Drilla, if he's going to keep within their 3 seconds. So then he's almost like at the moment for contention for the podium. And now he would just need to overtake Vampy and Zinc on track. Or he would just need to wait for their 3 seconds. Anyways, we are on the restart phase. Taffy's still weaving. He's still choosing his place to go, to launch that V-carb, cash up, whatever. Taffy is now going on through the chicane. Caught Trent a bit sleeping. Is Sir Nikolai gonna go for it? No, he isn't. But we have full green flag racing back on lap 18. Sir Nikolai is gonna try and go around the outside of Trent on the outside of turn 2. What a move by Sir Nikolai. That difference in grip and confidence was there. And Sir Nikolai already up into P2 from P3. Drilla as well trying to send it on Trent into the chicane. Drilla is gonna be in front of Trent. The same with Vampy, and the same could be said with Zinc if he's gonna make it successful on the inside. Yes, it is gonna be successful, so Trent is losing plenty of places now. VisileBoar has to overtake Trent as well. Around the outside into the hairpin, is he gonna be able to make it? He's gonna have the better tires, better grip. Meanwhile behind, what on earth has happened? An Aston Martin and a Ferrari that was waving Chimp going both into the wall. All of a sudden, in the background, what was happening between them? Some sort of shenanigans, I'm assuming. But VisileBoar has gotten in front of Trent. Meanwhile behind, Chesney is still in front of Tsunami. The 2 McLarens are fighting. Clipsy is getting led through by Alex. Wave has fronting damage. Chimp doesn't seem like it. He doesn't seem like he has any fronting damage. Paul is trying to go for it on Jim, but he didn't have the run. Going into these corners, turn 3 and 4. In front though, Trent is... Yenga Boys lost it. Yenga Boys has lost it. Maybe he was trying to overtake Trent, but now he's lost it on the exit of turn 5, going into 6. And now as well getting a 3-second time penalty going into 8 and 9. Right behind Trent, but Trent doesn't have the DRS on VisileBoar. Which, okay, now he's inside of Trent. Yenga Boy getting a bit freaky, I guess. And it's a bit... oh, no, Trent is back in front. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Trent is getting a bit freaking here. But Drilla is going for the move on Taffy. So Nikolai is as well going on the move on Taffy. Vumpy has to stay behind of Taffy. Into these corners, Drilla Bonds gets a 3-second time penalty. Vumpy just needs to stay behind these. But Drilla gets another 3-second time penalty. I didn't realize that. Vumpy trying to take Taffy through turn 1 and 2. But he's going to make it easy on the exit of turn 2. Better exit, better tires, better grip. And Vumpy is in front. And now he just needs to keep up with Sir Nikolai and Drilla. So that he can get the win from the penalties, unless he's gonna get a penalty himself. Meanwhile, behind Zink and VisileBoar fighting. Trent as well is trying to join that party. Zink and VisileBoar, this fighting between them is suboptimal because they're losing the DRS on Taffy. This is very suboptimal for these two. Yenga Boy trying to take Trent around the outside of the hairpin. He's gonna have the better grip. But is he gonna be able to use that better grip? I don't think they're going side by side. Both of them have the DRS. Now this is the question, who is gonna deploy and who has more ERS? And it says gonna be Yenga Boy in front of Trent, going into the chicane. Zink a bit sweet. And there's contact between Zink and Yenga Boy. Yenga Boy loses places, loses time. And Yenga Boy gets overtaken by Trent and Mattia. And he drops down to P9. Again, just Yenga Boy in the end just can't get in front of Trent as of right now. Even though he has probably had 2 places to take him. VisileBoar has to catch up to Taffy to get within that 1 second to get that DRS. But like I said, Yenga Boy just in the end just can't get in front of Trent. Trent has lost it through turn 5 and 6 a little bit. And now since he's ghosted, he has just lost 2 positions like that to Yenga Boy and Eclipse. So he's dropped down to 10th. Of course, no penalties for him, but he still needs to make a pit stop. Now he's going to lose a position to Alex. Now both Trent and Taffy are just praying for a safety car. Those two are going to be dropping like crazy. Trent yet again dropping places. Meanwhile in front, Sir Nikolai overtaking Drilla. He's up into P1 once again. Oy, massive wall hit from Sir Nikolai. And that has slowed Drilla a bit. So he's gone. Vumpy goes for the move into turn 1 on the inside. He's still there on the outside of turn 2. The 2 Italians fighting for the P1, but Vumpy doesn't need to fight that. He doesn't need to fight that. He doesn't need to fight that so much. He just needs to keep himself behind Sir Nikolai. Vumpy has more ERS than Sir Nikolai. Now as well, VisileBoar has caught up to these 5 actually. He's gone in front of Taffy. Taffy helping him, helping his teammates out in here, which is very nice from Taffy. VisileBoar could potentially do a loss to first in here. Starting from P20, he could, at the moment, he could end up in a very good position. Taffy loses it on the exit of the hairpin. But yeah, VisileBoar could go on to win the race from last to first. But as of right now, anyways, he is in a potential podium place. Well, at the end, he would be on a podium place if the race would finish like that, like this. Vumpy getting overtaken by Sir Nikolai. Jordan getting a 3-second time penalty. And Alex, these already had their little, well, things. Little incidents between them. But Alex is still in front of Tsunami. In front, nothing much more happening. VisileBoar is just staying behind the drill at the moment. Tom getting a 3-second time penalty. These all four are very, very close. Sir Nikolai just cuts the corner. Vampy getting a 3-second time penalty. This is crucial. VisileBoar, as of right now, could do the last to first here in Canada. He could do the last to first here in Canada. He just needs to keep his cool, keep his penalties at 0, his warnings as minimal as possible, and just keep up with these cars. Vampy overtaking Sir Nikolai, so he's up to race lead once again. Everyone has 3s, everyone has 6s, only Chimp has 9 seconds, and VisileBoar, Mattia and Trent have 0. Taffy getting another penalty into 6 seconds. VisileBoar still staying Gandrilla, but this is all he needs to do. He just needs to keep behind all of these drivers. Of course, as well, ideal would to overtake Drilla since he's a bit struggling at the moment. But it's going to be very hard to overtake Drilla. And as well, somewhat of unnecessary risk. Drilla is struggling a little bit more. But at the moment, he's still doing fine. More about Sir Nikolai, who is, well, he's going to get the DRS on Vampy, and he's going to close up to Vampy a lot. So there's nothing really worry about here. VisileBoar, is he going to go for the overtake on Drilla? He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. That overtake. Meanwhile, in front, Sir Nikolai wanted to go for that attack on Vampy, but he has put himself off the racing line, of the ideal line, and so he's lost a little bit of time through that chicane, and he did cut up a little bit to Vampy on that start-finish straight, but in the end just cannot really get in front of Vampy. Meanwhile, behind, Mattia and Zink are fighting for that P6. Zink is still on the outside on those mediums. Mattia on the inside, but they're side by side going into these corners, and Mattia has been spun round by Zink into turn 3 and 4. And Mattia, just like that, loses all of his places from P6 down to P18, just like that, because the grid is so goddamn close. This is absolutely mad how close this grid is. There's like 4 different bundles of cars, actually 3 bundles of cars on the track. At the moment, we have the leaders, we have the midfield, and then we have the back markers at the moment, which is absolutely mad, which consists, the back markers as well consists of 2 Aston Martins and 2 Alpines. In front, still staying the same. Boy overtaking Zink. Zink's getting overtaken by Alex. Zink's trying to still hang on, going over the sausage curbs. Now he's getting overtaken by Clipsy as well, since he got that bad exit, and he doesn't even have the DRS. Even Tsunami is going for it, and Zink's gone into Clipsy. Tsunami as well kind of faked him into going for the overtake, or going for the defensive. The 2 Saubers as well not having good relations at the moment, it seems like. But Tsunami is in front of Zink. Zink could have some damage from that. But actually he retires, so that's done for him, I guess. On track, he retires on track. Vampy has pulled away. In the meantime, he has pulled away from Sir Nikolai. Sir Nikolai is a bit struggling here. He had a little bit of a moment on the exit of turns 8 and 9. This is very crucial for VisileBoar to overtake Drilla and Sir Nikolai quickly in here. Both of them have less than 50% of their ERS, so it's very crucial to overtake them on these straights. Is he going to go for the overtake on Sir Nikolai? Sir Nikolai, that was a squeeze and a half from Sir Nikolai. Just didn't want to let VisileBoar through, and just like that, VisileBoar has wasted all of his ERS, and kind of for nothing, since Sir Nikolai blocked him like a madman on that main straight. Drilla, though, is within that 1 second. Not anymore. He's not within that 1 second anymore. The gap between Vampy and VisileBoar is 2 seconds. VisileBoar could have some damage from that, but it doesn't look like, from the pace and from the front wing, at least in here, doesn't look like that he has any. Vampy has 3 seconds of penalties, whilst the 2 cars in front of VisileBoar have 6. But now again, VisileBoar has to go for the attack on Drilla or Sir Nikolai. He has to overtake one of them at least on this straight. This is very important for the race win. This is very important. And VisileBoar, is he gonna overtake Drilla? No, he's staying behind. He's staying behind. He doesn't want to go for it. He doesn't want to go for it through the chicane. And now DRS open whilst Drilla doesn't have anything. But he just can't overtake him. He doesn't have the run going into turn 1. He's just gonna have to settle for 4th at the moment. Whilst Sir Nikolai and Drilla are just swapping places. He might just have to save a bit of ERS through the 1st and 2nd sector. Sir Nikolai just cuts the corner completely. Behind Alex is in front of Younger Boy. Lancer and Wave has gone through each other. Meanwhile, behind there's absolute carnage. Paul trying to attack Chimp, but Chimp just... Paul getting that switchback on Chimp. In front, Drilla and Sir Nikolai really fighting. They're losing plenty of times. VisileBoar doesn't like this at all, but it might as well give him the best chance of overtaking one or the other. The other one who doesn't have the ERS. And he's gonna try and go for it on Sir Nikolai. Drilla is gonna block him in. So he's going 3 wide, and there's contact between VisileBoar. He didn't need to do it, and now he's lost it. Lost that DRS to Drilla. Sir Nikolai didn't want to let VisileBoar at all through. And it is Drilla who lost 1 second to Sir Nikolai. VisileBoar who has lost more seconds and tenths to Drilla. But at the end he's looking It's looking like he has far better pace than Drilla. Drilla has caught up to Sir Nikolai's 1 second, but he's made a mistake into turns 5, turns 6 and 7. Still has a DRS though. Let's just look at the timing. It's 4 seconds between VisileBoar and Vampy. It's about 3.84 seconds. So it is very close still. I mean, after that, he could have just stayed behind. He didn't need to do it. He could have just stayed behind, realizing that, okay, there's no space. So he could have just let go. And now he just has to watch behind at the moment. He just needs to chill out a little bit. Meanwhile, from behind, Alex and Younger Boy are still battling for that P5. Alex overtaking Younger Boy. Younger Boy doesn't have the DRS on Alex. And Clipsy could end up in front of Younger Boy. Younger Boy's trying to defend. Clipsy has that DRS though. And Clipsy moves up into P6. And so it is that Younger Boy has lost 2 positions to the 2 McLarens. Meanwhile, behind, Taffy loses his rear on the exit of turn 2, sorry. Those tires are shot. They've been going the whole race on them. Lancer out of the Grand Prix, just retiring like that. So, VisileBoar still trying to overtake Drilla somewhere. Sir Nikolai, 9 seconds of penalties. VisileBoar just really needs to pray at the moment that Vampy gets 6 seconds of penalties. By the way, Alex has 12 seconds, who lets through Clipsy, since Clipsy is on far better tires. VisileBoar just needs to watch these two. He just can't do anything since Drilla still has a DRS on Sir Nikolai, and he's too far back to do anything, and he doesn't have any ERS to do anything, which is sort of sad for VisileBoar. He of course wants to go for the win. Wave and Younger Boy they both get 3 seconds. One for cutting the corner straight up, the second one just for multiple warnings. Yellow's behind. Is that Chimp and Paul? I mean, they were the 2 that were there, so I guess Paul and Chimp did something there. In the meantime as well, already 5 laps earlier, Trent has pitted onto the mediums. Mattia gets his first 3 seconds. It's only VisileBoar and Trent who have no penalties. VisileBoar, he has to overtake Drilla somewhere, maybe into the hairpin. He might have to send it into the hairpin. Is he gonna send it into the hairpin? No, he doesn't. He doesn't send it in there. He might have to send it at one point. Or into the chicane. He might get a good run. He has more ERS. But he's not using it. He's not using it at all. It's getting a bit cloudy here in Montreal. VisileBoar shows. Oh, now this is his chance to take Driller, and this might be his best chance to take Driller on the inside, on the main straight, and that is VisileBoar in front of Driller into P3 on the start-finish straight, and he's back in the game for that P1 of the penalties. He's just outside of that. That gap is so small. He just needs to keep it inside of that. It's changing all the time if he's in or not. He has to try and work with Sir Nikolai, who hasn't been trying to help him at all. Sir Nikolai is not trying to help VisileBoar at the slightest in here, at least till this point. 2 incidents between, well, not really, it's 1.5, since Sir Nikolai kind of, well, blocked, or squared VisileBoar between himself and behind Driller. Anyways, VisileBoar is going to go for the overtake around the outside. Sir Nikolai leaves him just enough space, and VisileBoar makes the move on into the chicane, but Sir Nikolai is trying to get him on the switchback. VisileBoar has the DRS of them to make contact, and VisileBoar is finally in front of Sir Nikolai, who doesn't want to make his life any much easier. Sir Nikolai finally behind VisileBoar, and it's raining! It's raining here in Montreal on the final laps. There are some drops of rain, so it's gonna be too late for Inters. But this is the point where it could matter, where VisileBoar could win this by Vampy just struggling on the slippier surface, or it could just slip into Vampy's hands because VisileBoar less grip, so he all of the things, and he might get a warning and in the end a penalty for track limits. So it could go, it could do something in here. VisileBoar is still within those 3 seconds, so at the moment he is gonna be the race winner. Sir Nikolai sending it down inside on VisileBoar. VisileBoar has to watch out. No, he's got the 3 seconds at the moment. He's got the 3 seconds as we start the penultimate lap of this race, and the track is getting slippier and slippier, and Vampy has the race win in his hands. Chesney Riss is pitting for the Inters, happy for the mediums. To be fair, I can't blame him. He has gone the whole race on the hard. Fair play to him. But at the moment, Vampy doesn't need to do anything. He has a safe gap behind. His rival VisileBoar has gotten a 3 seconds, so he just needs to cruise home for victory here in Montreal. And the race win is going to be his. He just needs to keep the car within the wide lines for one more lap, one extra sector as well, and he is going to be the race winner of the Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal. Meanwhile, behind the 2 McLarens changed position, it seems. Calypso is a bit struggling. Young Boy right behind them. Meanwhile, in front, nothing's much changing. Calypso going for it on Alex. These are, of course, trying to work together. Young Boy a bit slide into turn. Into the final corner. Meanwhile, in front, VisileBoar and Sir Nikolai is still changing places. Wave has binned it on the exit of the chicane, and that's his race ruined. He's on the penultimate lap. His whole race is gone, and VisileBoar spun. VisileBoar's binned it on the exit of turn 3, and he's gonna lose a position to Calypso. Alex has gone off tracks due to VisileBoar probably, but VisileBoar has as well a wing damage on his car. Yengaboy is in front of Alex. How many penalties? Penalties are in here. Okay, VisileBoar is still gotta be in P4 at the moment. Actually, it could be in P3 still. Alex is cutting the track a little bit, seems. Drilla in front of Sir Nikolai on the exit. They're still side by side, but Sir Nikolai is in front. But at the moment, nothing will change in here unless Vampy... I mean, it's not going to change anything. Vampy can't even take the penalty. And onto the runway to the finish line. He's going to win the Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal under changeable conditions. Vampy takes the win and onto the finish line. Photo finish, but it's still Drillabons who is still in front of Sir Nikolai, who had more penalties. Clips is going to get P4. Actually, VisileBoar gets P4. Clipsy P5. Yingaboy P6. Tsunami P7. Alex P8 as of right now. Although due to his penalties, he's going to drop down even further. DRS has been disabled now. Mattia P7. Tom P8 once again in the points. Tsunami P9. Trent P10 gets points. Alex outside of the points with his 12 seconds of penalties. But what an ending to the race. Changeable conditions, raining, and in the end, to be fair, you have to give the drive today to VisileBoar. You have to give the drive today to VisileBoar since he did such a good job from starting last to being in contention for the race win, even though there are a little bit of controversial moments. Of course, Sir Nikolai was not helping VisileBoar at all, was not trying to give him a helping hand, even though they are from the same country, and the rest of the results, only Trent hasn't gotten a single penalty. Alex P11, Paul P12, Chim P13, Shetner is 14th, Taffy 15th. And then it's Wave, who is retired, who is still going to be classified. Lancer, Zink, Fruggle, and Frizzy out of the Grand Prix. And there we go. Fast lap for Trent. Vampy winning the race. And I believe that is championship lead for Vampy after this race. I believe. But yeah, drive today, in my opinion, it is VisileBoar in here. From P20 to P4. He was for the contention for the win, but unfortunately things didn't go to his plan. One thing was due to his mistake. Few things were not his mistake. But anyways, very good race. Very good race, very, very exciting one. And yeah, very good one to watch, even though I got kicked out in the beginning of it. Of course, the two Italians are going to be saying something. They're going to be a bit... yeah, they're going to be a bit interesting. Next week is going to be Austria and the dreadful sprint format that everyone loves. And yeah, personally nothing else to add. The ghost guest doesn't have anything else to add. And I guess that is it. See you in Austria next week. 99% I'll be there. I'm not promising anything at the moment. So see you next week for Austria in the dreadful sprint. Ciao.